Cage 56 on Saturday at the 10th of December. The stoic Finn, Ville Mankinen, has all the pieces of the MMA puzzle. All-around technical finesse, fight IQ, strength, heart and instinct. Robert Fat Bobby Nyström from Sweden is the definition of warrior in flesh, who always goes all out once unleashed. Win or lose, almost all of his 12 fights have ended via knockout or submission. Can Mankinen utilize his versatile technical skills? Or will Nyström drag him into a grueling dogfight? Ladies and gentlemen, we give you Ville Mankinen versus Robert Nyström.
To the blue corner, Robert Nyström!
All right, here we have the second Swede of the fight card, Robert Fat Bobby Nyström. And as we said in the pre-fight package, the very definition of a warrior. Win or lose, this guy goes out and either puts his opponent out or leaves on his own shield. He's only actually been to the distance once in 12 fights. This guy is a finisher. 5 of his 6 wins are via submission, 4 rear naked chokes, 1 guillotine. And in his last bout, he actually scored his first ever knockout victory.
In his last fight, he definitely showed his improved striking, especially his left straight as a southpaw. He landed it a few times and then scored a stunning knockout. So I'm interested to see, even though he's mostly known as a grappler and a strong cage wrestler, that if he's gonna try to mix it up a bit and show his improved striking in a fight against Mankinen.
So yeah, I mean, as a testament of what you said in this last bout, definitely improved. And once again showed his real, the heart that he has, because he was dropped, he was hurt, but he just basically got back to his feet and knocked his opponent out and did it in his hometown. I'll tell you, the crowd went crazy. I had the privilege of calling that bout. We were all pretty sore after that fight. Nyström ready to enter the cage here once again. He was actually supposed to fight Stan Sademai twice this year. Fight ended up not materializing, but luckily he found himself a dance partner in Ville Mankinen.
Robert Nyström! corner, a fighter with a professional record of 6 wins and 6 losses, weighing 70.3 kilos from Sweden, Robert Fighting out of the red corner, Turku-based Finnish fighter with a professional record of 3 wins and 2 losses, weighing 70.1 kilos, representing O3 fight team, Ville Gold Mankinen!
Or so on. So that's also why the name stuck.
And originally, this fight was supposed to be contended at 68 kilogram catch weight, but Nyström actually asked for this to be made a lightweight bout, and Ville was just happy to oblige as long as he gets to compete.
Touch of gloves, and here we go. Mankinen putting the pressure on early. Let's see if we see a shot from Nyström, or if he wants to test his hands out. Throwing down now, that's for sure. There's a shot. I was kind of expecting that.
Ville is able to dig toward the underhooks and turn things around against the cage. Well played. Because Robert has a dangerous double leg and very good pressure. But here you can see the strength and physicality of Mankinen just pulling Nyström off of the cage and getting him onto the mat.
Mankinen sure did a great job at driving his opponent to the cage. He also does a great job at driving to training. Drives 40 kilometers every day to get to training, which is definitely dedication. And a hard worker as well, both inside the cage and out. He works as a roofer, which is no easy task. Some decent shots to the body there from Mankinen.
And Mankinen has really showed his dangerous grappling in his last 2 fights, and here, very good takedown, putting Nyström against the cage, and he's controlling the bottom wrist and bottom arm of Nyström. And now, if Ville can start raining strikes from here and keep the leg trapped, he really has a chance to hit some significant ground and pound.
So some of those shots are getting through. Nyström blocked a couple of them. And I mean, statistically,
Ville is definitely trying to work for the back.
Yeah.
Very good. He just needs to make sure that Nyström doesn't get his back against the cage. So, because there is a risk that then he starts to turn like he's trying to work his way back up. So now Ville needs to stay heavy on him and break the posts that Nyström is trying to create.
So for Mankinen, he's got 1 hook in. Although you can still complete a rear naked choke with just 1 hook, or even no hooks, in fact.
But Ville is a little bit high here. He does have still the opposite wrist, so I think he's able to push himself back. Yeah, that's exactly what he does.
Based on stats, this fight will not go the distance. Especially in the pre-fight walk-ins. Needs to have only been to the distance once. That was in a 2020 fight with Fernando Flores, who will see the co-main event. That's a nice body kick there from Nyström. A spinning back fist to boot.
Well, some good striking from Nyström. But Ville played it down very well. And Nyström has a pretty dangerous guillotine. I think he goes for that a lot, so Ville needs to be careful here. But I think he's fairly confident in his own strength and takedown abilities. Massive slam.
Wow, I guess Finnish Airlines in operation in the building here tonight as
Nyström is still hanging on to the guillotine.
we made a great point though. Let's say he does have a strong guillotine. He's really trying to cinch it up now. A little hard to see the positioning on the hands. And Nyström has been keeping active even though it hasn't necessarily been in MMA. He's competed in Muay Thai
This
about
looks
4 or 5
tight.
times.
Oh, Ville slips his head out. Good job. And right away pressuring Nyström's head up against the cage, which creates a problem when you're on bottom and close guard. You cannot really lift your hips up as long as your head is up against the cage. Even though for the defender it gives the opportunity to sit up and start working their way back to standing position, as long as your neck, like your chin, is up at your chest and your head is pushed against the cage, it's very difficult to do any offensive submissions or reversals from the bottom.
Looks like Mankinen trying to go for that rear naked trophy and trying to open up the position. Knee to the body as well. A kick attempt. And that's the thing. I feel like both fighters can finish the fight from almost any position. They're both very, very finish-minded. And both of them have a capability of coming back from a tough position just to turn things around. But a very, very strong first round for the hometown fighter, Ville Mankinen.
But Nyström had his moments. He landed a few very good strikes standing, a few of those dangerous left hands I mentioned before, and he had a decent guillotine attempt. So Ville can definitely not take a breather or get lazy in this fight. So he needs to stay sharp and keep doing what he's doing, which is get the takedown, control the top position, ride the Dagestani handcuff, look for the back, and active ground and pound.
And as I said, Nyström, he's competed in Muay Thai bouts about 4 or 5 times this year, which is definitely something that has strengthened his striking quite a bit. A lot of the times before, it was just kind of used as an entry for his takedowns and for his grappling. But I'm sure that having scored his first knockout win ever in his last bout has definitely strengthened his confidence in his striking.
Seconds out.
Looks like Mankinen gave his opponent a bit of a wink there. Probably egging him on to throw down here in the middle. Another kick. This is kind of the story of the first round as well, the way that started. It started with Nyström trying to go for the takedown, not succeeding. He's got a single leg here, but those are nice shots off the break there.
And Nyström is having success standing, so I think he doesn't really need to go for the takedown, especially when this happened already twice in the first round. So why not keep it standing instead of going like strength for strength and grappling positions against Mankinen. Now Ville is trying to work for an arm triangle, but Nyström gets his arm free.
Yeah, the strength and physicality of Ville Mankinen really is something else. The way that he's able to turn the tables here in the takedowns. Oh, and look at that. It's almost got a bit of a crucifix position despite still being in half guard. Lets it go now, but those elbows, they might not look like much, but they do hurt, that's for sure.
And this is just grueling when someone is on top of you, putting the shoulder pressure. And Ville is very well aware of the cage positioning. So every time Nyström tries to put his legs on the cage to push off, Ville pulls him out a little bit or blocks the leg. And now he's going for the same position. He's forcing Robert to turn so he can attack the Dagestani handcuff, which forces Robert to turtle. And Ville gets to try and ride the back position again.
Nyström was thinking about getting back up, but didn't have the right stitching on his feet. These shots are adding up here for Mankinen, though. Didn't It looked like he had that arm under the chin there. But these shots will open up the position for sure.
Good turn from Ville, because when Robert is in sitting position, he's all the time posting with his right arm. And Ville is having a bit of a trouble breaking that post, so that's why he cannot force Robert back to the mat. But now twice, once in the first round, and now he's turned things around by pulling Robert to the other side, and that's how he gets the top, maintains the top position and prevents the stand-up. Now Robert gets the top position, but Ville has the arm trapped from the back and working for a triangle. There's a real risk. If Ville gets his right leg free, he can shoot up a triangle choke. But now Robert plays very smartly, and now he's the one pressuring on top.
And it's been a great pace, but we actually have about half a round left, or just slightly under it. Let's see how things go after a very similar start to the second round as well. First, oh wow, look at that!
Good reversal from Mankinen straight to mount.
And it was off of that Kimura attempt, or at least a Kimura sweep. Heavy shots raining down here from the hometown favorite, Ville Mankinen. He's going for the rear naked choke. He's got both hooks. But now we're just kind of hand fighting, so he can get the best position, and Nyström bloodied up.
Good job from Ville maintaining the top position, or turning back to the top position. There is a risk, especially being slippery from sweat and maybe a few drops of blood. If you end up in the bottom, and even if you have the back, if the person turns to you, you lose the position and he ends up on top.
Well, that's the attempt, but that's the thing, it didn't have any hooks in, and that is a risk if you go for rear naked without any hooks. It was a bit of an odd position.
There is a chance you can catch that, but not. It's hard with an experienced grappler like Robert Nyström. But Ville did a smart thing again, maintains the top position, staying heavy, and putting the ground and pound offense to good use.
I really like Mankinen's activity from the top. He's not just content with holding a position and trying to work the submission. He's constantly active with strikes, which is not only good for offense in terms of landing damaging shots, but that's also what will open up those grappling positions and submission attempt later on.
Yes, he's definitely pushing the pace, and very good. Ville steps on top of both legs. This is very heavy for Nyström to turn, and once he does, he's again in the same position, turtling up with Ville looking to take the back and ground and pounding from behind.
And once again, the cage positioning really working against Nyström. Not only is it hard to work with your legs, but it's also, uncomfortable.
Definitely, but excellent round for Ville Mankinen. Pushing the pace constantly, not even taking maybe a few breaths, but I think he's able to maintain the pace for the round. Same pace for the third round of the fight.
Absolutely, and definitely a sense of urgency in the Swedish corner. Let's take a look at some of that action. Yeah, these are good solid shots here from the top. And while it's definitely successful top control and work from the top, he's really going to have to push himself if he's going to put Nyström away. I mean, he is one tough customer, that's for sure.
If Nyström plays this smart, he's going to try to keep the third round standing, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Seconds out.
Make something happen. Start off aggressively, make something happen early.
And Alexei, what's that like when sort of your bread and butter, a thing you're kind of known for and used to, isn't really working? It's got to be sort of like hits your morale in a way.
Yeah, definitely. When you are, let's say, a good counter right hand from Ville Mankinen.
Oh, look, it forced, I think, almost a desperation shot there from Nyström. Oh, and there's a Kimura attempt, but Nyström seems wise to it.
I think Ville is going to use this to get to the top position. Wow, very good.
Oh, there it
that's
is.
super tight. I think Nyström
my goodness.
is really good.
There you have it. Ville Mankinen make it 4 in a row. Covered in the blood of his opponent and gets it done with that slick Kimura of his.
An amazing performance. Very, very good. Very strong fight from Ville Mankinen. A few shaky things in standing, but excellent grappling, solid takedowns against an opponent who has 3 times more experience than him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And not only that, he kind of beat his opponent at his own game. He reversed all those takedown attempts and got the job done on the ground. I mean, if you were to look at it on paper, you'd think that Mankinen would get the job done standing. And I mean, sure, he sets the position up with that nice right hand, but he was just fantastic on the ground throughout.
But I think definitely being like 3-2 record coming into this fight, a lot of people may not have taken notice, so to say, in the Nordic rankings. But now, after this fight and that kind of performance against a veteran like Nyström, I think all the featherweights will have to take notice of Ville Mankinen.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is a performance that definitely puts you on the radar. I mean, look at the torque that he had on that Kimura. I'm surprised that Nyström didn't tap sooner, to be honest. Ugh, that is almost hard to watch, the pressure that is on that shoulder.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight ends after 36 seconds of the 3rd round. Winner by Kimura, Ville Mankinen!
There you have it. What a performance. And like you said, I mean, this will put him on the map and will definitely make him climb the Nordic rankings quite a bit. I mean, young guy, and he'll probably live up to that nickname in the future.
I think this was the best performance of Mankinen's career, but throughout his cage fights, the last 3 this year, he's gone better, and better.
Well, man, that's exactly what you want to see from a young prospect.
Kiitos paljon. Niin kuin tässä jo kerittiin sen verran haastellakin, niin erittäin sitkeä vastustaja ja monenlaista piti koittaa ennen kuin saatiin ottelu katki.
Joo, kyllä se sitkeä olikin. Ei se yllätyksen tullut. Kyllä tiedettiinkin, että ei se tule helpon luovuttaa, mutta onneksi luovuttiin sitten lopulta kuitenkin.
Niin, Nyström nähtiin täällä aikaisemmin Keitsin häkissä ja silläkin kertaa hän oli äärimmäisen sitkeä vastustaja. Minkälaisella suunnitelmalla sä lähdit tähän otteluun?
Tommoselta suunnitelmalla mun piti kyllä itse tehdä alasvienit, nyt ne taisi kaikki tulla kaverin aloitteesta, mutta sama se.
Siinä vastustaja pääsi jossain vaiheessa nappaamaan sunkin pään tonne kiljotiin, niin kuinka kireällä se oli?
No kiitos Tipi Hirvikankaan ja Aleksi Kainulaisen, niin kyllä joskus on vähän kovemminkin päästä mua puristettu. Mutta oli se, kyllä sillä ihan hyvä kiljotiini oli.
Niillä loistavat sparrivastustajat ja valmentajat auttaa siinä, että ei ole ensimmäistä kertaa vastaavissa tilanteista, mutta todella hieno voitto, onneksi olkoon.
Kiitoksia. Ja nyt kun on päästy näiden Ruotsi-Suomi-otteluiden makuun, niin ensi keitsiin mä haluan Fernando Florenzi joulukuussa.
Ville Mankinen!
I don't understand Finnish, but I do understand Fernando Flores, and that sounds like a call-out to me.
Yeah, Ville was saying, first of all, that he was supposed to get the takedowns, but they all came from Nyström's offensive starts for the wrestling match. But he was satisfied with his performance and said that once he's got into the groove of these Finn-Swedish matchups, he would definitely love to face Fernando Flores on the December cage.
That sounds like a fun fight to me.
Cage 56 on Saturday at the 10th of December.